This is Scituate State of Affairs, the show where we address town and government issues that have a direct impact on you, the Scituate resident. And in the new year, one issue that will affect almost all Scituate residents involves your electricity. At Scituate's 2018 town meeting, you, the Scituate voter, overwhelmingly approved a plan for the town to move forward with the electricity aggregation program, better known as Community Choice Electricity. The program is designed to provide more electricity options for residents and businesses here in Scituate. So how does it work? What if you don't want it? And more importantly, what does it mean for your bill? Lisa Bertola is the chair of the Community Choice Electricity Committee, and she joins us now to answer all those questions and more. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
5 years ago, you and I sat almost in this exact same spot as you were introducing this program in hopes of getting it passed at the 2018 town meeting. You were successful.
You were.
Here we are, 2023, coming to fruition. You got to feel proud, and I would think maybe a little emotional.
Very. Yep. Wearing my green. I'm very proud and want to thank my committee, great cross-section of Scituate residents, professionals, teachers, people in the oil and gas industry, retirees, good cross-section of Scituate residents on the committee. I want to thank each and every one of them who did the hard work, put this program together, and presented periodically to the Board of Selectmen. Thank you to our broker, Good Energy. Thank you to Mass Area Planning Council, all sorts of community effort to put this together. So we're proud, we're happy, and we can't wait to launch this and explain it to the residents.
And this program does launch this week. Beginning this week, residents are going to get information in the mail about this, Community Choice program.
Right.
Before, and we're going to go into detail, before we do that, I want to start with this misconception I hear all over town, and it is that National Grid and Eversource, our friends in Humrock have some down there have Eversource.
Right.
The misconception is that National Grid and Eversource are going away. Not true.
Not true. Not true. Your bill will continue to come from National Grid as it currently does, or Eversource, or if you have a third-party arrangement outside of Eversource or National Grid, that goes unaffected. But for any basic service customers with those utilities, you'll get this mailing. So basic service customers, residents and small businesses, will get a mailing. It'll be sent out next week. It'll explain what's happening. You'll have some options. You have choice. That's key to the name of the program, and it's key to the program. So you'll get your bill, as always. Even within those choices, you'll continue to get a bill from your current utility supplier if you have basic service. So,
and let's talk a little bit about basic service. When you and I talked about it, I'm like, I looked at my bill and I'm like, where's it say basic service? Basically, it's what everybody like.
It's most people. So it's most households.
If you don't know, you have basic service.
Yeah, if you don't know if you have basic service, you probably do, because most people don't shop for energy sourcing so much, the supply side of your energy contract. Most people don't shop around. They have recently, a lot of people have recently because they want to do environmental things or they want to shop around for best rates. But people that did nothing and just got their National Grid bill or their Eversource bill, they were defaulted to basic service. I'm in that category. So those are the people that are going to get a mailing about new choices and a new program for basic service customers. So yeah, if you have a third-party arrangement already, that you will not get the mailing. You will not be asked to make a choice or do anything. People that are on basic service, you still don't have to do anything, but you will get a mailing. If you don't do anything again, you'll just be defaulted into the new Scituate standard option. And that standard option is similar to your current default, only in one respect different. The rates are very competitive right now. And there's a component in the standard option that's going to be additional to the state-required renewable energy composition. An additional 10% of Class 1 renewable energy will be tucked in there. So you'll be getting a competitive rate, and you'll also be helping out environmentally. So that's going to be the new default.
So again, the majority of Scituate residents are going to receive the letter this week.
They will.
And let's go back to this. There are three elements here: the source, the distributor, and the customer.
Right.
So right now, the distributor, National Grid, Eversource, remains the same. The customer remains the same, Scituate residents. The source is what will change. Right now, what does our source consist of?
Well, our source is determined by, the Department of Public Utilities and the energy utility companies. They provide a source as a courtesy to customers. So again, those customers that didn't shop around for their source, Eversource and National Grid are allowed as a courtesy to provide a basic service or a default source. And they can go out to bid for that energy and procure that energy. It's regulated, so they can do that at certain times of the year. So every 6 months, the utility does go out shopping. It's regulated, so they have to do it within certain restrictions. So yeah, that source can vary, and it's the utility that offers it out as a courtesy. But it's not something the community has gone out to bid for.
I think let's keep this very, very basic. We've talked about this. Our source right now is actually 59% renewable energy already, 31% other.
Right.
Correct?
Correct.
So what I find fascinating about this is I remember at the 2018 town meeting when this passed, I remember thinking, oh, this is great. We're going to add renewable energy to our energy. The truth is, more than half of it already is renewable energy.
Yes, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts mandates a certain portion of all energy supplies be renewable. But within the renewable category, there's different types of renewable energy. So there's the one that the communities are increasing is the Class 1. And Class 1 is the cleanest form of energy, and it's produced from wind and solar. So the Class 1 renewables only represent about, I think, 20% of that renewable composition that's mandated by the state.
Right.
But yet, total renewables that include biomass and hydro and all sorts of other renewables, that some of which are not as clean, like I said, is significant.
Right.
Because we live in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Right.
Yeah, so this will increase on a community level. The Scituate program will increase the Class 1 portion by 10% in the standard option, or more if you go up to the plus option. You'll see in the mail. And there are two things. It's cleaner, it's wind and solar, and it's New England wind or solar. So it's local and it's cleaner. So if you stay with standard, the default, or you opt up to plus, you'll be increasing the sourcing for that local, clean,
Right.
renewable energy.
So right now, before this program, our source is 59% renewable, 31% other. The state has a mandate this year that it will go up to 62%, correct?
In 2024.
In 2024, but with the bill at the passing at 2018 town meeting, we are going higher. We're going 10% more, from 59% to 69% renewable, correct?
Correct.
That's what this standard program is.
Correct.
Got it. So this is what this letter is going to go out. So and I've looked at it. It's extremely basic. It's very, very easy to follow.
Nice and easy to read. Yeah, there's a chart. It won't be confusing, and if it is, there's a number to call for questions. There's the town website link to the page. Our broker is going to be going to meetings in Scituate. We're working with the senior center, the library, any group that wants to invite an in-person gathering. We're happy to have good energy representatives, myself as the chair. Anyone could invite us locally in the next few weeks to explain in person the details.
So once again, I just want to keep hitting this home because I want people to understand this. This letter is this standard program, which means your bill, renewable energy will be 69%. Okay.
And the rates are very competitive. I will say from a rate standpoint, you'll notice currently a reduction in costs if you're a basic service customer. If you do nothing, all of a sudden your bill will go down a bit. That cannot be guaranteed going forward because utility rates, like I say, they're going to keep going out to bid every 6 months. The courtesy sourcing by your Eversource or National Grid. So we don't know what's going to happen in 6 months with those other rates, but this program has rates that are guaranteed through 2024, so they're fixed rates and they're guaranteed almost for 2 years. So, again, you'll know what your costs are through 2024, and during that time, you can make a change. You can go down from the standard option to the basic option, or you can opt up to the plus option during that time. There's no penalty for a change within the Scituate program. And you can always opt out entirely if that's something you choose to do down the road. The only downside I would say about opting out is you won't get mailings, you won't be notified of changes to the program once you opt out. You'd have to go back and opt back in through the town site, through the Scituate Community Choice Electricity site to opt back in. But yeah.
So let's recap that road. This letter, once again, it is opt-out. Meaning if you get this letter, you throw it away, you're being enrolled. On this letter, as you just sort of said, there are going to be two additional options.
Right.
One is going 100% renewable energy.
Yeah. We hope, we're encouraging residents to consider it, especially when you see the rates. It's a penny more per kilowatt hour to go 100% renewable. It would increase the Class 1 portion by like 40% instead of just that 10. So it's an exciting opportunity to do something environmentally and keep your costs reasonable. So we're urging, there may be actually a competition between towns. Cohasset and Marshfield have the same program. We might have a challenge to see how many plus customers we can get. We're going to think of some fun promotions like that down the road for people that are interested. But there's also that basic option. So if there's a household that really, for budgetary reasons and other concerns has to watch literally, every penny, there's a basic option in the Scituate program, and you can get the cheapest rates. And that is another option for people to consider if they want to opt down to basic.
Good. I want to go back to the 100% renewable energy, and I'll probably get some flack for asking this question, but throw caution to the wind, pun intended.
There you go.
I remember driving across Indiana, the state of Indiana once, flat prairie lands, and I passed this wind turbine farm. As far as you could see, none of them were turning. There was no wind. And I remember thinking, if you have 100% renewable energy, are your lights dimming right now, or are they going up? Like, what is that?
Well, the energy market is very abstract, and really what we're doing when we source energy is we're sourcing the supply or the demand. We're demanding that amount of renewable energy. It's not literal. So there's other people in the energy industry. Direct Energy is our source. They are working to find that composition for the town. And they are bound to find the energy when we need it. They make sure there's a continual stream of electricity coming to Scituate residents. There's no, because solar is not storable and all of that, that does not affect people that go 100% renewable. The energy sourcer, supplier, Direct Energy in this case, make sure we get a continuous stream coming through. And quite honestly, the distributor too, National Grid and Eversource, those great people that man the lines, the distribution, all that, they make sure that that source is coming through the lines to the homes, regardless of contracts.
Back to the letter, the other option, as you've already pointed out, is the opt-out. And I mean, it does seem, if you opt out, you're really only losing 7% of renewable energy, right? Because you're still going to 62% instead of the 69.
In the standard option, you would be giving up that that extra 10%.
Correct.
And it depends. If you were in the basic, you'd be at the state mandate. So you wouldn't be changing if you were in basic Scituate, this basic Scituate option. If you went to the utility, but right now your rates would go up. Because right now our rates are, the Scituate program rates are very competitive.
So let's skip straight to that, because this is the question everybody wants to know. We know bills are astronomical. I think MoneyWise came out and said the average American electric bill is $788. I can't even imagine. So let's talk price. This program, can we say your bill will go down?
Right now, if you're on basic service with National Grid or Eversource, and you let this standard option roll and you don't do anything, your bill's going to go down. And we can't guarantee that'll be the case. There's no guaranteed savings to this program because we don't know in 6 months when the utilities go back out to bid what their rates are going to do. However, you kind of know you're getting a competitive rate right now you have some choices, and it's guaranteed, the rate you're going to see in that mailing is going to be guaranteed through the end of 2024, December 2024. So you just don't have to worry about it until that point in time. And if you do choose to worry about it and you want to study the rates and study the utility rates and go out shopping for sourcing, you can do that and make a change to your choices. It's just, right now, it's a competitive proposal on all angles. Helps the environment. Your rates are going to be very competitive compared to the utility basic service rates. And you know, you're reflecting the community values. Scituate cares about the environment. That's loud and clear from town meeting, from petitioners, from all angles. It's a way for us to take a little control, get the broker to do work on behalf of our values, on behalf of how we, you know, want competitive rates and help the environment. You know, I just think it takes some thinking and some worrying off your plate, because we all have busy lives and concerns and other things to take care of. It takes some of the thinking and worrying off your plate until 2024. In general, you're getting a great value.
And even though you can't, you know, I did ask you if we could do, like, if your bill's 200, what will it go down to? That's you can't do that. But I think the graphic that you sent that shows the kilowatt rate percentage is a clear indication your bill's going to go down.
Yeah, everyone's utilization is different. The average household, they say, is around 600 kilowatt hours. You can use that as a rough estimate to figure out the dollars and cents of it, but you'll see how competitive these rates are if you get this mailing. It'll lay it out right now, and it shows you the current basic service rates with the utilities, the proposed 3 programs and those rates, so you see them lined up side by sides. You can look at your bill, figure out how many kilowatt hours you use on average, and do the math. You're going to see a substantial reduction right now. Like I say, it's not guaranteed. Things can change in 6 months because that utility is going to continue to go out to bid. But just another comment on that, we're going to continue to go out to bid as well. So as December 2024 starts approaching, way in advance of that, Good Energy, on behalf of the town, is going to go back out to the market and make sure that we go out to bid at a good time and look at the energy market and time it so that we get a competitive rate.
Along with the mailers that are going out this week, you are doing a lot of other big media push, including QR codes that are going to be around town, correct?
There'll be a QR code on some brochures. The town hall's going to have brochures. The library, we're going to get them to the senior center. Again, the town website has information on Tuesday, because it's a holiday weekend. I think on Tuesday you'll be getting an email blast for those residents that are signed up for the town emails. Go to the Town of Scituate site and choose that email option if you can, because you'll be getting an email if you are opting in for that. There'll be all sorts of effort to get the word out in addition to the mailing to the basic service customers. So yeah, big blitz, and Cohasset's doing it, Marshfield's doing it. Their program is a mirror of our program. We went out to bid together. In addition to Marshfield, Cohasset, Scituate, we had Uxbridge, Rochester, and Westwood. All those programs are the same as ours. And by banding together, that provided leverage, a lot of households, a lot of volume, and that's part of the reason we got such competitive rates. So yeah, lots of attention to this here in Scituate, in Marshfield, neighboring towns. We're excited. Yeah. We think it's a win-win. It's a competitive rate. It's reflecting our values as a community, and it's a great demonstration of people getting involved in the process, using the process, working with government to make a difference. So I'm super excited.
I was going to say, this has been a passion project for you for years. Explain why.
Because I have 3 children, and I love them dearly, and you know, the planet needs some help. We've got to make a transition to doing the right thing, cleaning up the grid. Everyone kind of accepts it. We have NOAA right here in Scituate Harbor, National Oceanographic Atmospheric Administration. They talk about climate change. We have a huge town debt as a result of storm damage. Scituate is gravely impacted by storms and volatile climate, flooding in the harbor. I just felt a long time ago the need to kind of take the reins and do something, and got informed thanks to people at, again, Metropolitan Area Planning Council, the Mass Climate Action Network. went to the town officials and DPW here. Our town administrator, Jim Boudreau, had some experience doing an aggregation actually in a prior position. A lot of great people, a lot of consensus on this topic. And when we went door to door, we found that most people did want to do something, but they didn't know how. So we went and just got informed and understood this enabling legislation, the aggregation legislation at the state level. And we got smart about how to use it and do it. And we used the process within the town, which is a very democratic process. I have a great committee, a great cross-section of Scituate residents, and the town officials were supportive. You'll be seeing that the chair of the Board of Selectmen signs this letter, and I appreciate their support along the way. They're all great people. So again, I just think it's a good, heartwarming story about coming together as a community and doing the right thing. So.
Good. Well, you deserve a round of applause.
Oh,
well done.
Thank you.
All right, Lisa Bertola, always good to see you. And remember, there all the information. You can go to electricity.scituatema.gov.
Thank you.